Hi everyone, I'm Miss Melanie and I'm a teacher at the Greater Valley YMCA. Today I'm going to show you a bunch of different fun ways you can practice writing letters. Of course you can always use crayons or markers or pencils or something like that, but I'm going to show you some different kind of fun ways to get good practice of writing, but it's a little bit more fun and silly, maybe messy, and that will be a fun way for you to practice some letters. If you're a kid, don't forget you have to ask your mom or dad or someone for permission before you touch these items that I'm showing you. And a note for the parents out there, these are some fun ways that your kids can just practice letters and also develop some fine motor skills, strengthen the muscles in their hand, and that really helps with writing, and they won't even realize that they're learning or practicing or doing schoolwork. They'll just feel like it's a fun, crazy thing to do. So let's get started. Okay, so the first fun way to practice letters that I'm going to show you is just spelling them out with some little objects. So I have some cereal. I feel like kids especially really like to work with food because it's fun and then you can eat it. You could eat it while you're going. You could eat it when you're done. And it's just a fun thing to do, and they feel like it's funny to, play with their food, and they're still going to eat it after. A different way you could do this for younger children and kids who don't quite know all the letters themselves is you can write it for them first, and then they can just put the cereal on top of it, and then it's still practicing the letter. And then you can just cover it up, and you don't have to use cereal. I'm using cereal. You could use pretzels, or you could use, pasta or raisins or anything that your kids like to eat, or it could be something, dry food that you're just gonna put back or use for something else. So that's the first thing that I have. The next way to practice letters that I'm going to show you is to just take some Play-Doh. I have this little Play-Doh. You can make your own. You can use clay, anything like that. And you can just make letters out of Play-Doh. So this is really good for not only practicing the letters, but just this is a good building fine motor skill activity. So the more that your kids are playing with the Play-Doh in their hands and moving their fingers, that is just building up their muscles and helping them get better at writing without even practicing writing. And you can teach them all the ways to manipulate Play-Doh, making balls, making a snake so that you can make some letters. And it is just helping in a lot of different ways. And then you can just make some letters. And you can do the same thing that we did with the cereal, which is if the kids don't quite know how to make the letters yet, you can just have them do it on top of a piece of paper like I did for the cereal. So you can have it written out or cards or something with the letters, and then they could try to make the Play-Doh fit on top of the letter that you drew. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to use flour, just regular flour that you bake with. You could also use sand or rice or anything that's kind of small that you can lay out on a tray, and then your kids can write in it. So there's two different ways we can do it. One way you could do it is to write some letters on a piece of paper all over, or your child can write them too, or if you have an older child, however you want to do it, and whatever skill you're trying to practice, if you're doing uppercase or lowercase or both, you can write their name, anything that you want to practice, and so you can do that. And then I'm just going to put the flour on top and cover them all up. A little bit more, so they don't know where they are. And then it's kind of like an archaeology dig. Your child has to kind of brush away the flour and find the letters, and it's like a letter hunt. And you could tell them specific letters to look for, or just have them try to find all of them. And you can find the letters like that and name them, and you can talk about the sounds, or you can talk about the letters that they're finding, or try to have them find all the letters in their name. Any way you want to do it, and you can get creative. And the other thing that you could do to practice actually writing is to just lay the flour or whatever you're going to use out on a tray, and then you can just practice writing letters in the flour or sand or whatever you're using, just like that. Okay, so I have two outdoor things I can show you. The first one is chalk. I couldn't find sidewalk chalk. I only had this kind of school chalk, but that works on your driveway too. And you can just practice making letters on your driveway, and that is fun. Okay, and the next thing is I just brought out a cup of water and a paintbrush. You don't need any paint, and you can just do water painting on your driveway. And the cool part about that is that it will just dry up and you can start again. So you just take the water and your paintbrush, and you can start just drawing shapes and letters on the driveway. And then it will dry up and you can start again. And there you go. Another thing that you could try outside is just collecting a bunch of different things from nature. I found some sticks and leaves and flowers and whatever you can find outside, and then you can make letters with those items or artwork with those items, and that's a fun way to practice letters too. The next really cool thing I have to show you is you can actually make like invisible ink. And all you need to do is put some lemon juice. I'm gonna put it in a little cup. And you don't need a lot. And I'm gonna use a Q-tip, and just you can draw some letters with the lemon juice on your piece of paper. Just a regular piece of paper. And you can't really see it. It's clear when you use the lemon juice. Okay, and you can write some letters or words or a little message or a picture, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, and then you just have to use some kind of heat source. So I'm gonna try an iron. I think you can also lay it out in the sun, and that will work too. And the letters that you made will come right up. That is so cool. I hope this video gave you some fun ways to practice writing letters and strengthening fine motor skills with your child. Have fun!